All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The day has finally come. The Pittsburgh Steelers are back in action on training camp. Now, unfortunately, Russell Wilson had some calf tightness today, so Mike Tomlin said, yeah, you're all set out there. So we saw Justin Fields, and apparently the offense was a little bit shaky. But guys, there are a lot of standouts from day one of training camp from the Pittsburgh Steelers that have me absolutely I am so excited. So many of these players are on the offensive side of things. I'll just give you guys a quick taste. Van Jefferson apparently had a phenomenal day. Pat Freiermuth had a very phenomenal day today. They are moving him all over the offense. We saw a nice deep ball from Justin Fields. And guys, the defense is as domination. That doesn't even make grammatical sense. The defense is dominating as ever. We're trying to do something cute there. Got a little too cute. Before we get any further into today's video, hit that like button, hit that sub button. If you guys enjoy NFL content every single day, we post tons of Steelers videos on this channel. We're actually going to cover them every single day. And then go follow everybody on Twitter down below for providing these clips. I couldn't find too many of it, so unfortunately I think I have to use whatever I can find. But thank you for watching today. Hit that like button. If you could try and get it to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So let's get right into it. Omar Khan on having both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields on one-year deals, and if the Steelers want to extend either, he said they're focused on this year, and we'll see how things shake out. One other important thing Omar Khan, the GM of the Steelers, said today was that there's nothing going on right now in terms of trade talks. This is perfectly fine. We've become certainly very fine with it because, once again, I keep seeing that Pat Freiermuth is going to kind of be, the quote unquote wide receiver number 2 for the Pittsburgh Steelers this upcoming season because, Arthur Smith, new offensive coordinator, loves 2 tight end sets. Guys, I saw way too much backlash. I keep seeing way too much backlash on Arthur Smith. Give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Arthur Smith is the perfect example of somebody who is just born to be a coordinator. I don't think he's a great head coach. And even just speaking on his couple of years over in Atlanta, there was no quarterback. There was no quarterback. The Atlanta Falcons, since Matt Ryan, has been one of the worst quarterback rooms in the National Football League, and it's not even close, folks. So let's give Arthur Smith the benefit of the doubt here. We just said Pat Freiermuth, wide receiver number 2. Justin Fields had some praise for him, and he said this. One thing about Pat is that he's really savvy. He's smart, and he also has great hands too. So when you get all those attributes in a tight end, it makes for a great player. I've said this more times than I can even count, and you guys have too. Pat Freiermuth, the most underwhelming tight end season I think you could possibly have had for him last year. It made absolutely zero sense. And then when you think about it, the uncertainty, the inconsistency with Kenny Pickett, the firing of Matt Canada, it does make his injury in the middle of the season. It does make a little bit of sense here, but Pat Freiermuth should never have under 500 receiving yards as long as he plays majority of the football game. So we're going to get back to him in just 1 second, but we do have that report here from Brooke Pryor on Russell Wilson. Mike Tomlin says Russell Wilson woke up this morning with calf tightness, and it was a coach's decision to sit him today and create short-term misery for Wilson. Tomlin said Wilson wanted to practice this morning, but he held out. This is the only potential way Russell Wilson will lose his starting job. We heard Mike Tomlin say this literally yesterday before camp. It is Russell Wilson's job. It is his job. And the only thing that can prohibit him from starting week 1 are injuries like this. Calf tightness, nothing to freak out about. But the good news for Russell Wilson is it didn't appear like Justin Fields had a really solid day at all. First snaps at quarterback. Some also interesting things with the youngsters. Dan Moore started at left tackle. Nate Herbig was starting at center. And then Calvin Austin III was wide receiver number 3. So outside of those players, there was no Cam Hayward. There was no Larry Ogunjobi. So Keanu Benton and DeMarvin Leal started on defensive line. Every starter you could think of was in their place outside of those guys. One huge win or 2 huge winners that I keep seeing from today were Keanu Benton and what can I think of? DeMarvin Leal. Apparently DeMarvin Leal had a phenomenal day, and so did Keanu Benton. All right, so love to hear that. Another guy who had a phenomenal day would be undrafted rookie Benny Bishop, because he got some first team reps at slot cornerback. That is a huge name to watch this summer, and this is a huge promotion from spring, right? You got the injury to Cam Sutton, and That's going, or sorry, not the injury, the suspension to Cam Sutton. And, you're going to rely on Joey Porter Jr. You're going to need to rely on these young cats, Corey Trice, Benny Bishop, whoever it's going to be. But Benny Bishop, huge name to watch heading into this summer. Speaking of the cornerback room, the trade of Deontay Johnson for Dante Jackson, a lot of people rubbed him the wrong way. A lot of people, especially a lot of Panthers fans, don't like Dante Jackson at all. Apparently he had a great day today, huge day, or big day, I should say. And the Steelers have been big on him all off season. And yeah, I don't see any reason for concern with him being quarterback number 2. In fact, it gets me excited. All right. We got something here from Aaron M. Becker. The Steelers' first-round offensive tackle, Troy Fautanu, still working with the second-team offense. Obviously, that's going to change probably relatively soon in the next week or two, but did just want to throw that in there because I mentioned, Dan Moore starting at left tackle, Nate Herbig at center, and yes, Zach Frazier's also getting second-team reps. According to Nick Faribault, the 3 players that stood out to him were Pat Freiermuth, DeMarvin Leal, and Van Jefferson. So Van Jefferson had a huge catch deep ball from Justin Fields. So I like Van Jefferson's potential. We know just a couple of years ago, he was wide receiver 2 with an extremely bright future on the Los Angeles Rams, contributed in their Super Bowl, contributed in their playoffs. So yeah, I'm really excited that Van Jefferson can step up and help give the Steelers wide receiver room at least 500 receiving yards, because here we go. Pat Freiermuth, Roman Wilson, the Steelers, another tweet from Nick Faribault, the Steelers have moved Pat Freiermuth all around the formation, out wide, slot, in line, gets a ton of targets, clearly an emphasis today. So I love hearing it. Speaking of just versatility, Arthur Smith kept using fullback today. Connor Hayward, Jack Coletto each had reps in there. The defense looked really good today in the passing game. This is all coming from Nick Faribault. Zach Frazier with the second-team offensive line. Zach Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle. So, yeah, that's really all I have today, just to kind of summarize some stuff I'm excited about. Pat Freiermuth just finally being involved in the offense. Seems like we have finally some creativity because there's so much versatility and there's just so many guys who could do a bunch of different things on your offense, like littered all across top to bottom. So I'm glad to see there was a lot of creativity going on in the offense with Arthur Smith in day 1 of training camp. The fact that Van Jefferson and Pat Freiermuth had good days today is just music. It's music to my ears, because Van Jefferson, whether it's Calvin Austin III, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, Quez Watkins, whoever ends up making this roster and whoever ends up being technically wide receiver number 2, because Roman Wilson's going to be in the slot, which is why I'm a little bit worried about Calvin Austin. They're going to need to have an impact. And to just be honest, whatever wide receivers end up making this roster are going to need to have, or they're going to need to be ready to go, and they're going to need to help make a big time impact for Pittsburgh this upcoming season, because I'm sick of you guys losing in the freaking playoffs. I'm absolutely sick of it. You got 1 year of Russ. Take advantage of it. I know they are gonna, and I know they're gonna win a playoff game. So thank you guys for watching day 1 of Steelers training camp recap. Hit that like button. Try and get 250. That would seriously mean the world to me. My birthday's tomorrow, but I do think we'll get a video out to you guys then. So let me know, which player are you most excited about to keep an eye on? I'm going to start it off with Van Jefferson. Let me know who yours is down below. Peace.